as we are right at 8:30 this morning, and that means it's time for the 8:30 High Beam. And our High Beam guest today is the Commissioner of the Inter-Valley Conference, Don Spinell. He does some other interesting work, too, so good to have you along. Don, good morning. Hi there.
Good morning, Brad. How's everything going for you?
Very good, thanks. And for you, hopefully well also.
Absolutely.
Hey, understand you said you were at Strasburg High School today, so, I mean, do you constantly have to check up on Gary?
Well, he is my youngest brother, so, it's my duty as an older brother to check up on your youngest.
I bet
Make sure he's doing all the right things.
I bet he loves to hear you say that.
I'm sure he does.
We do appreciate your time. I guess we'll start with the big subject. It's been the big subject for 2 years now, and sometimes it feels like we're getting worn out talking about COVID, but it continues to affect events and things. As far as the Inter-Valley Conference right now, is it having any sort of effect on your schedules or matches or anything that you're planning?
Very minimal. We may have lost a couple games, but it's a heck of a lot easier to make up a basketball game compared to a football game.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had minimal cancellations, if any, because of the COVID situation this year. We are going into a meeting starting at 9 a.m. here, which is the reason why I'm in Strasburg, to talk. That's going to be one of the topics of discussion. And I don't foresee anything earth-shattering coming out of the meeting. I think it's business as usual here in the IVC. We do have a big event coming up a week from Saturday, which is our IVC Cheerleading Championships, our third annual. And right now we're planning on having a full gym all day long with both middle school and high school cheerleading squads participating, which is a huge event for them to showcase their talents like they do, like the other sporting teams.
Absolutely. Where is that this year?
That's at Indian Valley
Okay.
High School. And we're going to start at 10 a.m. with the middle school division, and then move on to the North Division, and then the South Division schools.
If we could take a look at the fall sports, talk about football. It looked like the IVC had a pretty successful year overall in football. This used to be like a basketball conference, but I think it's very football strong right now.
Well, honestly, Brad, it's football strong, but we have other sports too, because we won 2 state titles in the fall with boys golf with Highland and boys cross country from East Canton.
Right.
And we also had an individual medalist in the entire state in Division II in Conner Ritter from Sandy Valley. So we had a very successful season in the other sports, not even talking about football, which is fantastic. As a former AD of 25 years, I get to go to the best game on Friday night to go watch our schools play. And I love that. I just love watching kids compete at the high school level.
I was just going to ask you at some point, so right now would be a good time, I guess. From your background, student athlete, you go to college, you become a coach, and you kind of get into the athletic director and on into the East District and the IVC commissioner. Was that all like stair steps for you because one led to another?
Well, pretty much so. I always wanted to be, when I was a player at Claymont, I always wanted to get into coaching because I was, big influence by Coach Cox and Coach Jenkins, Coach Lehigh. And I wanted to go to college and play at the next level, and I was able to achieve that. And then I got into coaching and teaching. It should be. I got into teaching and then coaching, get it the right frame of mind there. And I've been very fortunate. I spent 34 years in public education. I was able to retire doing everything that I wanted to do. I was able to get in administration, which is the latter part of my career. I was an athletic director for 25 years at numerous schools, head coach at a few schools in basketball. But I was an assistant coach in multiple sports also growing up through, so I felt very comfortable with the different types of sports that I coached, and then overseeing the entire sports program as an athletic director.
Well, that leads you to become a commissioner of a league, but yet you're still a member and the secretary of the East District Board. So do you think that gives you a good, maybe unique perspective to help the IVC schools by being in touch with everybody in the East District?
I think it's an advantage. I'm able to pass along information directly to them, which I'll pass along to them today of some things that we're going to discuss tomorrow. Today's an IVC meeting. Tomorrow, I have an East District Board meeting in Cambridge, and the agenda's already done and the discussion items are there. So I'll be able to give them a early look at the perspective of the things that we're going to discuss, things such as bowling. We have, in past years, we've always had a seeding process where you're able to select a site. And this year's going to be new. We're going to put all the boys at St. Clair Lanes in St. Clairsville and all the girls at the Boulevard this year in 2 different sessions. So, they're going to get that perspective today, which we're very fortunate to be able to have such a great IVC athletic directors where some great ideas come out of, and even more in the East District Athletic Board where you get a different perspective from the entire district.
Right. Well, I think that's good stuff. The way the basketball tournament seating and home court has kind of morphed too, or do you like that?
I love that. We went to a better seed host in the sectional a few years ago, and it's been very, I would say, well accepted by the coaches. You reward those schools that have a great year by being able to play on your home court. And then the districts, we went to a new format at the same time as we take those 2 schools and we try to match them up as close to the middle between the 2 schools as we can. Sometimes the sites, you have to take into effect, the seating capacity of the sites, of whether that school can host that amount of people that will probably attend that game. And that's the fun part, too, of being the secretary. I get to be a part of those decision-making process of where the game's going to be played, along with the sports coordinators of the district board. And, and on top of that, I get to go to the district finals and hand out awards to kids, and just to see their faces is just truly, that's what high school sports is all about.
Yeah.
You achieve stuff that you never thought was possible, and the excitement on their face is just tremendous to be a part of.
Besides rewarding the better seeded teams in those sectional games, has the attendance bumped up a little bit?
Huge.
Yeah.
It used to be back in the day. I remember as the athletic director of Minerva, we would play maybe somebody like Buckeye local in the sectional, first game of the sectional. Or I can even go back even farther to when I was coaching at Minerva and on the boys basketball side. We would play Edison, which is clear over by the river.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have to play the game at Zanesville on a Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I was never accused of being the valedictorian, but to me that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I would just think so that the draw of having you coaching would have brought extra people, though. That ship's long sailed away. Well, that's good, because I think that was a secondary intent, wasn't it?
Oh, that was. To get more people to the sectional games by having a home team. Absolutely, because when you figure those home crowd fans is going to attend that tournament game because it's right in their own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So our attendance shot up unbelievable amount. Like I said, back in the day, bus drivers didn't even want to go into the game.
Right.
It's so far away, and you try to get kids back, and you try to get them in school the next day, and you're getting home at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. For playing an 8 o'clock game on a weeknight.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's really turned out well. The administration in the East District has really embraced it. And it is sort of fun because, like they do in the football playoffs, the state football playoffs, everybody's excited to find out where you play. And it's the same thing now in the districts, is everybody's excited to find out where you get to play that next game at. And it creates so much excitement that the fan bases have now come out in droves.
Yeah, and I think you guys have done a good job of finding those, neutral sites that where that school's not playing basketball. Maybe that's another consideration. You got to have people that run the tournament, but it has turned out pretty well.
Well, we're very fortunate that we have athletic directors in the East District that are willing to host, and that's number one. Our people our ADs in the East have been very open to hosting those games, and if they didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And then, getting to that level, we don't have a big, university or anything like that, like other districts do.
Right.
So we go to the high schools, and there are destination points. Used to be we wanted to go to St. John Arena in Steubenville. That's where the big games were always played back in the day that many people my age would remember.
Right.
But the younger generation has no idea what St. John Arena. They think in Columbus back in the day, even if they know that one. But that used to be the place. That used to be where the biggest games were always held. Now, you never know where your district final is going to be. You get a pretty good idea, but the excitement of finding out where is the part that I think the kids in the school love right now.
Yeah, I think that's good. Hey, you talked about the cheerleading event. One other big event that's coming up, I want you to touch on, then I'll let you go. IVC Showcase. Is that's in February again, right?
That's in February again. February 2nd will be at the February 5th, I should say. February 5th is the girls' showcase, and that will be held at Highland. And February 12th, the boys' showcase will be held at Claymont again. So we're going back to life as normal, which it isn't normal, but we're going back to the way we used to do it, because last year we played at the north site on all those matchups, and this year we're going back to the way we've done it in previous years. So those will be exciting because that's a basketball junkie's dream right there. You got 7 games for the price of one, and you can stay there from daggone 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. almost to get your basketball fix in for the day.
That's quite a day, and even your wife loves it because you're out of the hair, so that's good.
Oh yeah, that's how we've stayed married for 32 years.
Hey Don, have a good meeting today and tomorrow. Thanks for serving us as you do, and I can't wait to talk to you again.
Well, Brad, thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show, and thank you for all you do to promote high school athletics in the area.
Our pleasure. Talk to you later.
Yep, bye.
That is Don Spinell. He's the commissioner of the IVC. He's the secretary of the East District Board, and he's been our guest this morning here on the 830 High Beam.